In this video, you're going to learn the number one shift you need to make in your marketing if you want to go from chasing to attracting listing clients at scale. This is also going to be the number one strategy you need to deploy in your marketing if you want to survive for the next 3 years, 5 years, or more, and really make your business scale. So let's dive right into it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Pasi. I'm founder of Nosu.io, and we work with over 200 realtors to help them generate 5 to 20 listing appointments per month through a strategic personal branding methodology. Now, I'm sure you're aware that the amount of listing clients you get is going to be directly proportional to the amount of people that know you. So if you look at the numbers in your business, for like most real estate agents out there in the US, 80% or more of your business is going to come from referrals, sphere of influence, or past clients. So basically from people that really know you. So the biggest problem with this is that you're left to a place where there is no consistency because there is no input to output relationship in terms of your client generation, but more so you're kind of like wondering where your next listing is going to come from, right? At the end of the day, it's also going to create a problem of scalability. Basically scaling beyond your sphere, and that's going to be a big problem for realtors who've been in the business say for 5 to 10 years. They've grown their GCI to a certain point, now they want to go higher, but again, because there is no that input to output relationship, it's really nothing they can do about it. So obviously a very natural thing to do for this is to increase the top line, right? So a lot of real estate agents out there, very natural thing to do is to go out there and buy more leads. So Zillow, Realtor.com, Bold Leads, you name it, there's a lot of lead gen services out there. Or some people also might buy into like a marketing platform, ISA service, or something like that. At the end of the day, you're back in the trenches, you're back into doing cold calls, back into chasing people around on a daily basis, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. And ultimately, I can tell you, especially if you've tried this before, I don't have to tell you this, but merely buying leads is probably not going to work that well for scaling your listing business. And the reason why is not that the leads are bad or the marketing platforms are bad or anything like that, even though that may be sometimes the case. Ultimately, the biggest reason why is because getting listing clients is about creating and getting more relationships. And it's about having a lot of local people know who you are and fundamentally seeing you as the number one choice for a realtor when they're ready to sell their house. So when you buy into lead generation softwares, lead generation tools, or sign up for a marketing software or anything like that, ultimately you're generating content information, and that's good. You're getting new people to kind of like into your world, but at that point, again, they don't have that relationship with you yet. So if you generate a cold lead, try to call that lead right away, you're automatically going to have that little bit kind of like a sales frame, right? You're automatically going to be selling those people. And it's the same thing if you look on social media and you see what most real estate agents are doing. They're constantly selling. So there's kind of like that transactional undertone where, every post, everything they put out, it's kind of like back in the 90s or 80s where, people used to do a lot of mailing campaigns or billboard ads or newspaper ads. And basically every ad said like, if you want to sell your house right now today, call me right now and, let's do business, right? In a similar way, what a lot of realtors are doing right now today, already in 2022, is that they're still marketing themselves in the same way the marketing was back in the day in the 80s or 90s. So really what they're doing is that they're trying to sell to strangers to get in their list their houses with them. And that they turn a complete blind eye to the fact that all the clients that they got earlier was because they had that relationship, because they had those people already know them. And because when you see a lot of people do this, and when I say a lot of people, literally most real estate agents doing this, it's very easy to get like into a situation where you think you should be doing that too. This is a very natural thing that's going to happen. It's completely normal. But when you boil down listing generation down to its fundamental core principles, marketing yourself as a real estate agent, it's not about the automated posting, automated things, or getting more contact information, or just sold, just listed posts. It's not about telling people why you're the best agent for them. At the very core, it's just getting local homeowners to know you, like you, trust you, and want them to sell their houses with you. So just like with listings you get from your sphere of influence, at the end of the day, if you want to scale your listings beyond your sphere of influence, you need to stop selling in your marketing and you need to start relating to people on that human to human level through your marketing. So let me say that one more time. You need to stop selling in your marketing and you need to start creating relationships with your marketing. You need to start relating to people through your marketing. So how can you do this? Well, according to leading psychologists, the feeling of a relationship is going to be formed when you're relating to a person on a common ground for long enough. So you should approach your marketing in the very same way as you would if you went to their house in real life and tried to relate to them and get a listing agreement from there. So as an example, let's say you're at a local barbecue party, right? So it's very low pressure, not really like a sales environment and anything like that, right? You guys are just hanging out, getting to know each other, things like that. But you knew for a fact that the person standing next to you, like that person was talking to your mutual friend earlier, and you knew for a fact, you heard from your friend that they were going to be selling their house later this year to buy a larger house in the area. So that'll be a big deal for you, move up her, potentially worth to you 20, 30 grand or more. So obviously you decide to go to talk to that person, and now imagine the very first thing you say before even asking how they're doing, anything like that, just go up to them and be like, hey man, I'm trustworthy, I go above and beyond for my clients, you should hire me for your realtor. Like, you can say that, or as an example, let's say you give them a random real estate article or just a random real estate topic, like 5 best tips about selling your house or something like that. Like, that would not make really any sense. The reason why is because, again, remember the context of that situation. You're at a barbecue party, that just really doesn't make any sense. But now instead of doing that, instead of giving me the article or trying to sell the guy, instead you walk up to them and be like, hey, my name is John, you talked with my friend Jack a while ago, and he thought I should introduce myself to you. How's it going? I live in the neighborhood, I have a house there, my daughter's going to college right here and there, and you guys kind of connect a little bit, relate a little bit, and quickly ask him a question later in the conversation like, hey, I heard you guys are planning on moving sometime later this year. By any chance, are you interested in learning how to navigate the selling and buying process? And where it's right now, obviously it's been very tough to find new houses and close on a new home. So that's something I can help you out with. And then you ask them a few questions, basically talk a little bit about their worries, fears, frustrations, their needs, things like that, really desires related to their moving. You guys really connect, you guys really bond, and at the end of the conversation, you give them something of actual relevant value. You guys maybe connect later to a listing appointment and sign the house, right? So it's a very different process, and as you can see, first, if you go up with that selling frame, if you go up to them and try to sell them immediately, it might be very off-putting to them, especially if it's like a barbecue party. Like, you don't want to be sold at a barbecue party, right? Just kind of weird. But if you connect with them a little bit, you relate with them a little bit, you share with them about your personality, you talk with them a little bit more, at that point, it just kind of makes more sense. So the same exact thing applies on your social media as well. You don't want to be that guy at the barbecue party who goes up to people and tries to sell them on why they're the number one best realtor in the world. Instead, be the guy who goes up to people, makes them laugh, shares some joke, gives some value, maybe provides some relevant, useful information here and there, and from there offers them the next step in a way where it's very low pressure and it's in their best interest. And if you want to get the results from your social media, you need to make this shift, because this is going to affect your results, your reach-wise, your lead quality-wise, your lead conversion-wise, your ROI-wise. And you need to stop thinking about, how can I get my next listing, and start thinking, how can I build relationships with people based on trust and based on credibility online. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.